Hey guys, what's up? V8 Merc here. We're outside. I want to show you guys our little garden deal here. I thought I could probably help out a few people if they're starting their garden up for the first time. We've been gardening for about probably like 20 years. Before I was even born, my dad was pretty big into gardening. It's his like hobby. It's his thing from the old country. That's what he likes to do, and he's been doing it all of his life actually. Not gardening, but farming in general. So we're outside. It's a little breezy right now. I don't know if you guys could probably hear this, but I'll try to speak up. And we got my German Shepherds with us here today too. So I'm gonna show you guys what we got and then what we got in store. And this is the end actually, so I'm gonna start at the beginning over here at the other end. Alright, so here we have a drip line set up off the tap, and I just have made a manifold here at a PVC pipe, and then just use a regular drip pipe and ran it all the way down just like that. Okay, let's start with this lane right here. This right here is sunchoke, but you can't see it because it's just starting to grow up right there. That's one starting right there, and then some right there. And sunchoke is also called New Jerusalem or Jerusalem artichoke or something like that. It's one of those artichoke, sunchoke, family type things. It grows like ginger. You harvest the roots, not the plant. The plant will actually grow taller than this fence. This is a 7-foot fence or 6-foot fence, and it grows about 8-9 feet, maybe even 12 feet. It even tops corn. And so you harvest the roots, and it's like a potato-like texture, and you can do all kinds of stuff with it. So moving on down here, we have strawberries, and you got the mat, the weed mat underneath to protect it from the weeds growing up, because you leave these year-round. And then here, these are spinach plants right here. Sorry for tilting the camera. Right, so that's spinach, and we've had that growing for quite some time now. And then here, this is different. So here's the partition. Here, this is what is it called again? Swiss chard. That's what it's called, and that's spinach. So this is Swiss chard, kind of like Chinese or the Asian bok choy kind of deal. That's what it's like. As you can see the color. That's like what bok choy looks like right here. So that's what that is. And then the next row, it kind of split off in the middle here. This is all garlic. These little skinny plants right here. So sorry for the wind, guys, again. But that's all garlic right there. I think this is the first time we actually did garlic, because it's more cost effective to grow it at home. Buy it instead of grow it at home. Okay, so here, this is a type of radish, these plants right here. And you don't harvest the roots on this one. You actually harvest they look like green beans or snap peas or snow peas or whatever they call them. So you just harvest these pieces right here when they grow up a little bit, and you can do all kinds of stir fries with that kind of stuff. And so you harvest the top on these ones, just the bean parts. And we got all these here. Then this is this right here. These are fava beans. All these big plants right here. So we got a bunch of these, right? And those have been growing for a little while. And so here are also some other radish plants, except these you harvest the root, not the top, right? Whereas the other ones I said, you harvest the top. These you harvest the roots. And those end right about here, right there. And then from here on to the end. And these two are sister herbs. They're similar but not the same. And also these right here too. So these two I believe are the same, and that one's a different kind. And they're just herbs, and you can do all kinds of stuff with this. I think I'll have to annotate the name, or I'll put it in the description. Hold on, there's a lot of wind for a second. So some of the names for the radish and the other stuff that I mentioned that I didn't give names, like I think the 2 radishes, I didn't tell you guys the names, and these herbs here, I'll put those in the description. You guys can read it there and look into it. Wow, it's really breezy right now. I'm gonna stop the camera right here and I'll get back when the breeze goes away. Okay, just calm down for 1 second. So that's the winter stuff. This here is the new summer ground that we've just prepared, and I think we probably have the only garden that I know of that we run a tractor through ours, and I'll show you the tractor inside. It's not a little small one. We run a full-size orchard tractor through here, and so I run spring tooth discs and rototiller. Before, we actually had 2 tractors here when we prepared the ground. It takes like 20 minutes to do it for us. We don't have to use the small ones, whereas like the small rototillers, you guys would have like a one that's probably from here to here, where ours is from here to right about here. It's like about 6 feet. It's as wide as a tractor. So we run it through, brings the ground from underneath up top, and we run the spring tooth through it. And you leave these, see these kind of furrow things? You want those, so you want the air to get into the ground and help, not so much as fertilize the ground, but it makes it more fertile. When you till the ground and leave it in the open air, it helps the ground out, so you can get a better crop yield. So we have it sitting for a while now, probably about 2 weeks, and we've had some pretty good rains here. Last night it was pouring all day yesterday also, and this thing looks dry right now like a bone, but as you can see, the dog's already digging, and you can see how wet it is right there. So this ground will be ready pretty soon, and I'm hoping to well, let me take you guys inside actually, get you guys out of the wind. So before we go inside, I want to show you guys a little greenhouse thing that we got going here. It used to be a pretty big greenhouse, but it got picked up with the wind and thrown over into this to this open field, and it went about halfway into the field, about 500-600 yards in, and that's how far it went. So we just made some frame out of a 1x1 board, or not board, but wood, and then screwed the plastic to it. Open top. We do have the lid, so all it is just like this, and it stays pretty warm in here. So let me take you guys. All right, so we're inside. So here's the tractor I was talking about. It's like a 50 horsepower tractor, so it's not something you guys in the city would probably know about. And that's how wide it is. It's pretty wide. So, what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say that if you guys want to join me on this quote-unquote journey, I'm going to try to take you guys through a season of our gardening and what we do. And this you could apply to preparations for whatever you want it to, if you guys are preppers or if you're into gardening or whatever it is. For us, we've been doing it for so many years, and we've been doing it on the farm here for a long time, and so we know what we're doing for the most part. So it's not like we just started this or something like that, and we've had a lot of experience, so we know a few tricks and stuff as far as getting the best yield from your crops. And we're expecting, like, obviously the most summer crops you'll have are like tomatoes, peppers, bell pepper, zucchinis, types of squash, pumpkin, and obviously watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe, just all kinds of stuff, and also some other Asian type plants as well. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try my best to take you guys on an inside tour of that, and show you guys how we do it. So along the way, I'll show you guys plants in the greenhouse as they're growing, so you guys can kind of follow along as we go through this season, and maybe you'll pick up some stuff. And I encourage questions and whatnot. I'll try to answer them. If not, I'll ask my father. I mean, he knows more about it, but that's partially my hobby too. I like to do that kind of stuff as well, alongside the guns and whatnot. So, like I said, I encourage questions or anything like that, and this is the beginning of our summer season for 2012. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys later, and hopefully you guys subscribe if you guys want to follow along. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. I also forgot to mention that the other things that go along with gardening are canning, and at the end of the season we'll also do some canning of tomatoes for sure, maybe a couple other things, but tomatoes are guaranteed to be canned as well. As far as fruits, because we have a bunch of fruit trees, which I'll probably show you in a later video, fruits we really don't can them. We just use what we use and throw away what we don't. So that's that. Alright guys, that's all I had to say. Talk to you later.